We hosted a game night with my husband's friends. Everyone was laughing, drinking, playing charades. Then his best friend's wife slipped and said, "Well, I guess that's what happens when you sleep with your best man." Everyone went quiet. She tried to laugh it off. I stared at my husband. He looked away. "How long?" I asked. No one answered. I said, "Let's play one last game, it's called Who's Getting Served First." I had divorce papers in my bag, signed, sealed, ready. They thought I didn't know. I'd known for 3 months. I just waited for the perfect audience. I've always hated how fake game night felt. All the laughter, the drinking, the inside jokes, half of it was forced. But I hosted every time. Cooked for hours. Cleaned everything. Decorated. Not because I liked it. But because Mark did. My husband. Mark was always the fun guy. He liked being the one with the best parties. He'd say, "People love us, babe." And I'd just smile and nod while loading the dishwasher. I'd ignore the way Alana touched his arm too long. Or how he never left his phone out anymore. I didn't want to be that wife. I didn't want to see it. Until I did. It was 3 months before game night when I found out. I got home early from work. My boss was in a mood and told us all to leave early. I didn't text Mark because I thought I'd surprise him. Instead, I surprised myself. His car was in the driveway. That confused me. I went in. It was quiet. Then I heard voices upstairs. A laugh. A moan. I walked slow. I didn't want it to be what I knew it was. But when I pushed our bedroom door open, just an inch, I saw it. Mark was in bed. With Alana. She was on top of him, wearing his old hoodie, nothing else. I couldn't see her face, but I saw enough. I backed away. Quiet. Careful. Went downstairs. Opened the fridge. Made noise. Gave them a chance to hide their filth. When he came down a few minutes later, acting normal, I asked if he wanted pasta for dinner. He kissed my cheek like nothing happened. That night, I didn't sleep. But I knew I couldn't scream or break down. I needed a plan. So I saw a lawyer the next week. Got the papers drawn up. Started collecting proof. I found an investigator online. Sounds dramatic, I know. But it worked. He got me everything, texts, pictures, even a hotel receipt with both their names. I paid extra to get a recording of one of their meetings at a bar. She told him she was scared Eric would find out. Mark told her not to worry. That I'd never know. He thought I was stupid. For 3 months, I smiled through family dinners. Laughed at Mark's dumb jokes. Even hosted Eric and Alana for brunch once. I played the part. Because I was waiting. Game night was the perfect setup. Everyone would be there. Eric. James. Mike. Their wives and girlfriends. Everyone who mattered to Mark. I cooked all day. Made his favorite dip. Set out the wine. Got everything perfect. I even wore the dress he liked. Tight, low cut. He kissed my shoulder before people arrived and said I looked sexy. I almost laughed in his face. By 9 p.m., everyone was drunk. Eric was red in the face from laughing. Mark had his arm around me, pretending we were still in love. Alana was loud. Too loud. She always was when she drank. We played charades. Girls versus guys. Mark was acting out some animal. Probably a bear, and Alana shouted, "T-Rex." Everyone laughed. Then she sat down, swaying a little, and said it. "Well, I guess that's what happens when you sleep with your best man." She laughed. Like it was nothing. The room fell silent. You ever hear that kind of silence? Like a balloon just popped and nobody's breathing? Eric stared at her. James looked confused. Mike dropped his drink. I turned to Mark. He looked away. His jaw clenched. I said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "How long?" No one said anything. Alana blinked, like she realized what she'd just said. "I'm kidding." "Oh my God, I was just joking." "Right?" She looked at Mark, like begging him to back her up. He didn't. He looked like he'd just been hit by a truck. I stood up. Calm. I'd rehearsed this moment 100 times in my head. "Well," I said. "Let's play one last game." I reached under the couch and pulled out a manila envelope from my bag. "It's called Who's Getting Served First." I handed it to Mark. He took it with shaky hands. Didn't open it. I looked at Eric. "Your wife's been screwing mine for over a year. Check her texts. Or better yet, check the Sheraton bills on your joint card." Eric stood up like someone lit him on fire. "What?" Alana's face went white. Mark tried to speak. "Wait, can we just, don't," I said. "Don't talk to me." Everyone else just watched. Nobody moved. Like it was a movie and they didn't want to miss the ending. "I've known for 3 months," I said. "I've got proof. Videos. Texts. Hotel receipts." I didn't say anything because I wanted the audience. Then I looked at Alana. "And you? You wrecked 2 marriages for a man who can't even make eye contact." She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. I grabbed my keys and looked at Mark one last time. "My lawyer will be in touch." "The house?" "Mine." "The dog?" "Mine." "You can keep your clothes and your guilt." Then I turned to the rest of the room. "I hope this was fun. Game night's cancelled. Forever." And I walked out. I didn't cry until I got to the car. Then I screamed. But I wasn't done yet. It's strange how quiet the world gets after you drop a bomb like that. The next morning, I woke up in my sister's guest room. I barely slept. My body was shaking the whole night. Not from sadness. Not really. From rage. From everything I held in for months. My phone had 43 missed calls. Most from Mark. A few from Eric. One from Alana, which I deleted without listening. Then there were texts. Apologies. Excuses. Some tried to say it was just a mistake. Others tried to act like they didn't know. James even wrote, "If you ever want to talk, I'm here." That was wild. I blocked them all. Except Eric. He kept texting, asking if he could meet. I ignored him for 2 days before finally responding with one word, "Fine." We met at a coffee shop off Old Hickory Boulevard in Nashville. Neutral ground. He looked awful. Eyes red. Hair messed up. Like he hadn't slept either. "I'm sorry," he said before I even sat down. I didn't answer. He pulled out his phone. I saw the texts. The hotel receipts. Everything. I went through her email. It wasn't just once or twice. It was a damn relationship. I sipped my coffee. Waited. He looked up at me. "Did you know she was pregnant last year?" My stomach dropped. "What?" "Alana. She told me she miscarried. But now. I don't even know if it was mine." I stared at him. I had no words. Just more burning inside my chest. "She's out of the house. I changed the locks. She's staying with her cousin. I'm filing this week." I nodded. "Good." Then he leaned forward. "But I want more than just a divorce. I want to take him down." I blinked. "Mark?" "Yeah. I want to ruin him." "You in?" I didn't answer right away. But I didn't say no either. He told me about Mark's new job. Something big. He'd just gotten a promotion at a marketing firm in downtown Nashville. Part of the job involved securing a new client. Some tech company from Seattle. If he landed the deal, he'd be promoted again. Executive level. And it turns out, Alana had forwarded some very personal emails to her own account. Emails where Mark joked about screwing over the pitch guy and schmoozing the boss's daughter. Eric had access to all of it now. We could leak those emails. We could tank the deal. I told him I needed time to think. But that same night, I got a message request on Instagram. From a girl named Rachel. She said, "Hi. You don't know me, but I think I've been seeing your husband. I just found out he was married." My vision went blurry. We messaged back and forth. Turns out she met him at a work event. They'd been seeing each other for about 4 months. He told her he was divorced. Said I cheated on him. That I left him broken. He took her to the same bar where he first proposed to me. I threw up in the bathroom. This wasn't just one affair. Or two. This was who he was. I called Eric. I said, "I'm in." And just like that, we made a plan. The kind of plan you don't come back from. It started simple. Eric sent a few of Mark's private emails to the HR head of his company, anonymously. Just the ones where he talked trash about coworkers and joked about stealing ideas. A warning shot. We figured it would get him pulled into a meeting. Maybe cost him the promotion. But it didn't. Not yet. So we pushed harder. Rachel, the woman Mark had been lying to, agreed to help. She was furious when she found out about me. We met in person. She showed me texts, screenshots, even a photo of them together on our anniversary. He'd told her they were celebrating freedom. I could hardly breathe. But Rachel didn't want to disappear quietly. She was smart, calm, and, best of all, organized. She helped us build a timeline, when he was with her, when he was with Alana, when he was pretending to be faithful to me. It was a mess of overlapping lies. Turns out, there was even another girl. A younger intern from his office. Barely 22. That one hit me harder than the others. Maybe because she looked like the kind of girl I used to be, bright-eyed, soft-spoken, easy to manipulate. We had enough to blow his life wide open. But I didn't want to go public. Not yet. I wanted it to fall apart from the inside first. Then something happened we didn't plan. Alana called Eric crying. She said she was pregnant. Again. He told her to go to hell and hung up. Then she called me. I let it go to voicemail, but she left a message. "I need to talk. Please. You don't understand what he told me. What he promised me." I saved it. Didn't respond. A few days later, I heard from Mark's boss's assistant. Not directly. Through a mutual friend. Apparently, Mark had been telling people that I was unstable. That I'd gone off the deep end and was stalking him and his new girlfriend. He was painting me as the problem. Again. So I went to the lawyer. Asked if I could sue for defamation. He said maybe. But it would drag out. Be expensive. Instead, I had a better idea. Eric reached out to one of the local tech reporters. A woman who writes exposés on corruption and fraud in the business scene. He gave her everything, the emails, the affairs, the internal gossip, even the screenshots Rachel had from when Mark told her confidential company info to impress her. The reporter was interested. But she needed something solid. Something that couldn't be denied. That's when I remembered the flash drive. The one from the investigator. There was a recording. From a night at a hotel bar. Mark and Alana talking about how dumb Eric was and how easy I made it for him to cheat. They laughed. He even said, "She'll never leave. She's too scared to be alone." We gave it to the reporter. 2 weeks later, the article went live. The Golden Boy of Nashville's ad scene, a closer look at lies, affairs, and insider schemes. It went viral in hours. People at Mark's office saw it. His company released a statement the next day that he was no longer employed. Rachel sent me a message with just one word, boom. But the fallout didn't stop there. Mark showed up at my sister's house the next night. Banged on the door. Screaming. I know it was you. You destroyed my ing life. I opened the window upstairs and said, correction. You destroyed it. I just brought a flashlight. He started crying. Said he lost everything. His job. His money. His reputation. I didn't say a word. Just closed the window. Then I got a message from Eric, she's not pregnant. She lied. Just wanted attention. I'm done for real now. Another piece of the story collapsing. But this wasn't just about Mark anymore. Alana wasn't going down quiet. She had her own cards to play. And I didn't see it coming. Alana didn't stay silent for long. The story going viral ruined more than just Mark's job. It put her name out there too. People started calling her the other woman, which she hated. Her job at the private preschool dropped her within a week. Parents complained. She posted a long, teary message on Facebook about how she was manipulated by a toxic man and didn't know he was still married. Which was a lie. I had proof she knew. I'd even once found an email where she laughed about borrowing him. But her victim act fooled some people. Then she flipped the script. She sent a lawyer after me, a cease and desist. She claimed I had defamed her, caused emotional distress, and interfered with her ability to work. I was stunned. I didn't say anything publicly, but I talked to my lawyer. He told me not to worry. Her case was weak. Just noise. But she kept pushing. Then I got served. She filed a civil suit for intentional infliction of emotional distress. I felt like I was going to explode. I'd played it smart. Clean. I hadn't posted about her. Hadn't even said her name online. But she was trying to drag me down anyway. She couldn't take the heat, so she wanted me to burn too. Eric called me. She's unhinged. She showed up at my job crying. My manager had to call security. I was tired. So tired. 3 months of revenge had drained everything from me, my energy, my peace, my sleep. Then one morning, I got a message from the intern. Her name was Katie. She'd been quiet this whole time, but she saw the article. She told me she didn't want to be involved. She was scared. But after hearing what Alana was doing, she changed her mind. Katie sent me texts. Screenshots. Proof that Alana also knew about her. That she mocked Katie behind her back. That she joked with Mark about how gullible she was. Then Katie added something else. She said Alana had been blackmailing Mark. Apparently, months ago, she found out he'd stolen some ad concepts from another agency. Had them saved on a private drive. She told him if he didn't leave me, she'd leak it. I sent all of this to my lawyer. He laughed out loud. We countered her suit with everything, proof she knew I was still married, her messages to Mark about stealing work, the blackmail threats. Within a week, her lawyer dropped her. She tried to play innocent online again, but nobody bought it this time. Then came the final blow. The CEO of the agency Mark stole from? He reached out to me. Said he wanted to thank me for exposing everything. Told me if I ever needed a job, I had one. Funny how things come full circle. I didn't take the job. I didn't want to be near any of it. I moved to Knoxville instead. Got a quiet apartment with hardwood floors and a big window where I can drink coffee without anyone around. As for Mark? Last I heard, he's living in a cheap extended stay hotel, trying to freelance. Eric got a new place. He started dating someone normal, finally. Rachel got a better job. She still sends me memes sometimes. And Alana? She disappeared off social media. Probably still blaming everyone but herself. Me? I made mistakes. I stayed too long. I ignored the signs. I let him lie to me. But I fixed it. On my terms. People always say revenge isn't healthy. Maybe not. But sometimes? It's necessary.